What's up, everyone? Welcome to Clear Talk. So in this video, we are going to be talking about the latest poll data coming out about early voting in a few key states and what the polls are showing us. So and it's not looking too good. Not looking too good for Trump or the Republicans. So let's take a look at this. Thank you very much for joining me here on Clear Talk. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you'd like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to get more videos in front of more people. I've got like 350 or something videos at this point on there. Check them out, see what you like, or see if you like it. And yes, please consider subscribing to help grow this channel, help grow and get more people into JMD Nation, have a bigger conversation. So if you want to check out more videos from other channels, JMDPLAY, JMD Puzzling, please do so. If you like what you see there, consider subscribing to those as well and become a part of the larger JMD Nation. Patreon there, $3 a month. You can support any of the channels that you would like to help grow those channels, to help grow Patreon, help grow JMD Nation, and contribute however you would like. Any contribution or support that you give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very, very much. And if you are returning, you are freaking amazing. You're amazing. Welcome back. Keep coming back because you are what makes JMD Nation. Okay, so yeah, I have here from CNN these numbers. This is from Texas, and then we have one from Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. But let's check it out.
March 3rd. That's next week. There is a really interesting phenomenon happening, though, among who is voting. Let's get to CNN Chief Data Analyst Harry Yetten. We're not even exactly talking about the candidates here, which is why it might be even more important.
No. Mind blown, to quote the show Blossom Joey. Whoa! I mean, look at this. Okay, share of Texas midterm primary ballots at this point in the cycle cast in Democratic primaries or Republican primaries. In 2022, the last midterm, overwhelmingly, the votes were being cast in Republican primaries, 62%. But look at what's going on now in the 2026 cycle. More votes are being cast on the Democratic side. What a shift from where we were 4 years ago at this point. More people in Texas picking up the Democratic ballot.
More Democrats are voting in Texas than Republicans. I mean, how unusual is that?
Just how unusual. Well, you see the massive shift.
Oh, I hate fucking ads. I swear. And then this ad doesn't even seem to be playing. Oh, you messed me up, bruh. You messed me up. Messed me up, bro. Skip.
On in Texas. Primaries, which is why it might be even more important.
No. Mind blown. I mean, Republican primaries. Now, when there are people in Texas picking up the Democratic ballot.
More Democrats are voting in Texas than Republicans. I mean, how unusual is that?
Just how unusual. Well, you see the massive shift from 2022. But look at history. Go all the way back. When was the last time that more people actually picked up a Democratic ballot, cast a ballot in a Democratic primary in Texas in a midterm? You have to go all the way back to 2002. So this could break an over 20-year stretch, my goodness gracious, whereby more people are actually voting on the Democratic side. And I will note, it really hasn't even been close since 2002. Overwhelmingly more people have been voting on the Republican side in Texas. And this year so far, more people are voting on the Democratic side.
This is different, very different with a capital V in this case.
Yeah.
So we still have a few days
because
to go
Democrats
here.
are energized at this
What are the
point.
prediction markets saying about the chances this will stick?
Okay, so we're only really been talking about the early vote, but if you look at the Kalshi prediction market, what you actually see is the chance to have higher Texas primary turnout. Right now, the people putting their money where their mouth is actually slightly predict that there will be more votes cast on the Democratic side than on the Republican side, 60% to 40%, still a close race. But given that Republicans have been so outvoting Democrats in Texas, the idea that more people could actually vote on the Democratic side in Texas, again, as I said at the top, whoa.
So,
Whoa.
okay, the city.
He's so dramatic.
And action.
He is so dramatic.
One bean out of 100.
Fucking
makes the
ads.
cut.
All right.
Might say, okay, Harry, but this is just a primary. When there's a Democratic candidate and a Republican candidate on these ballots in November, who's going to remember this? It won't matter at all.
No. Primary turnout matters.
It does.
We're talking nationally, primary turnout matters.
Because you're talking about motivation.
Okay, national primary turnout. Edge. Which party,
Who is motivated?
Which party voted more in primaries, Democrats or Republicans? And then went on to win the House. Look at this. The correlation, equal. Look at this. In 2006, more people voted in Democratic primaries than Republicans. Democrats won the House. 2010, GOP won the House. Same in 2014. 2018, more people voted on the Democratic side. More people then voted for Democrats in the fall. They won the House. And in 2022, Republicans gained that back in the primaries and then went on to win the House. 5 for 5 times. The fact that more people are voting on the Democratic side in Texas at this point, that translates nationally. Democrats, that would suggest well on their way to winning the House. And in a red state like Texas, as I said, mind blown.
History would tell us this matters.
Yes.
Harry,
Exactly. And that's the point. It shows that there's more energy, there's more movement, more excitement, more determination on the Democratic side to get out and vote right now. And because a lot of people are like, oh, this is just primary. This is just voting for who they want as the primary position. This has nothing to do with the general. Actually, it does, because if you are energized enough to vote in your primary to make sure that a candidate is getting positioned, then you're going to then continue that motivation into the general and vote in the general. So that it shows there is a direct correlation with which side is the most energized to go out and vote from primary to general. And this is showing right now. That's what he was stating and showing, that right now Democrats in the state of fucking Texas, okay, they are motivated and energized and determined to go cast ballots and vote to make sure that their candidate of choice gets the party position to then go on to the general, which would be the best one that they have decided for them to actually have the best chance in the general against whoever the Republican candidate is. And that means they're also going to make sure that that candidate gets voted on in the general. So there is a direct correlation from primary to general as to who has the energy and who has the momentum and who has the determination to make sure their candidate wins. And that's what he was stating out. And so that is directly in the face of the administration claiming how well they're doing, how well the economy is, how good everybody loves them, and is happy with what they are doing. It goes completely in the face of that. It's a slap. It's a slap at them. So yes, right now, early voting in Texas is showing that the Democrats are the ones that are energized and determined and very likely to flow into the general to turn seats in the House in Texas. Texas, one of the states who have tried so hard to gerrymander their districts to gain more Republican seats. Why? Because they fucking know. They fucking know that this administration has done a ripple effect through the country on all the actions and stuff that they have done. And people are pissed. People are pissed. You've seen it over and over again in all the protests, all the pushback on the administration, on immigration actions, on everything they're fucking doing. In the State of the Union the other night, all the different rebuke union productions that were going on. People are pissed. I don't think I've ever seen such a rebuke of an administration in my life. And I'm 43, so I don't go back but to the 80s. But I have never seen a rebuke of an administration as much as I have seen this administration. Why? Because people are not fucking stupid. The majority of people are not stupid. They can see with their eyes what the fuck's going on. They can see that this administration is an authoritarian, fascist, hateful administration that is doing nothing for the American people, destroying our economy, destroying our industries, destroying our agency, destroying our support and assistance for people, the most vulnerable people in the country, destroying families, killing Americans, while aiding the absolute worst of the worst leaders and countries in the world, while supporting genocides, while protecting and giving tax exemptions and everything to the rich and powerful, and enriching themselves. People are not stupid. With the exception of about, I don't know, maybe 20% of the population. But that's why. We also have...
I was curious, how come...
Oh, when I reset it, it removed it.
I was curious, how come...
Okay. All right, now here is the polls from the Pennsylvania and Wyoming early midterm results, whether or not MAGA is going to be able to hold on to those states. And let's check this out.
Today, Vice President J.D. Vance heads to Wisconsin, one of the swingiest of swing states, and on the occasion, a gift from the polling gods. Polls, not just from Wisconsin, a key swing state, but Pennsylvania as well. With us, Chief Data Analyst and Prophet of the Polling Gods, Harry Etten. Thank you very much. So, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, we have brand new numbers. Let's talk about what they're saying about the president.
You know, as Wisconsin and Pennsylvania go, so go the nation. And right now, the president is going down like Sonny Liston. What are we talking about here? Okay, Trump's net approval rating, key swing states in Wisconsin, down negative 10 points. Of course, he won that state by about a point back in 2024. How about Pennsylvania? Down to negative 15 points on the net approval rating in Pennsylvania, a state he won in 2016 and 2024, lost in 2020. As I said, as go Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, so goes the nation. In this case, Donald Trump is going down in both of them.
The last three elections, Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, were basically 50-50 states.
You got it.
So when you see numbers like this, that's actually a fairly big deficit for the president there. What are these states saying about the president on the economy?
Yeah, okay. What is driving these numbers? What is driving President Trump down? It's his handling of the economy. It's this thing that we're seeing nationally impacting in the key swing states. Because just take a look here. Okay, Trump and the economy, swing state voters. Pennsylvania, Trump's
Fucking ads.
Driving is what drives me. But when the day winds down...
economic disapproval rating, 56%. That doesn't work for Republicans. That doesn't work for Donald Trump either. How about in Wisconsin? Say Trump's policies raise inflation. Again, you get the majority, 53%. These numbers tracking very closely with how those voters feel overall in those two key swing states. And again, Donald Trump underwater, his economic disapproval, well more than a majority at this point. And you know, look at this. Say Trump's policies raise inflation 53%. How do you work with that if you're Donald Trump or Republican?
Now, in Pennsylvania, more than Wisconsin, there are some competitive House races. Pennsylvania could be really key in determining control of the House nationally. What are we seeing there? Yeah, okay. So, you know, we talk about Donald Trump, but the question is always, does that make its way down ballot? Does that, in fact, impact the House races in Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? Just take a look here. Okay, U.S. House marches in Pennsylvania. 2024 results look very similar how they voted for president. Republicans won it by 2 points. But look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. Look at this. The 2026 polling, Democrats ahead by 6 points on the generic ballot in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So what we're seeing up top is funneling its way down ballot. And these are the types of numbers that have to make Democrats
jump for joy, because these are the types of numbers that suggest that they are, in fact, going to take back the House come November.
Have you ever pulled a muscle talking
I
about
have
polling?
never pulled a muscle. This is the most exercise I ever get.
Okay, let's talk about what the prediction markers are saying about these two states. There are governor's races in both Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. What are some of the predictions?
Yeah, okay, the prediction markets, the Kalshi prediction markets, what do they say? They say Democrats are more than likely not to win both of them. Wisconsin looks like they'll retain it there, 70% chance. Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, of course, very likely going to be a 2028 Democratic candidate for president. Looks like he's going to win there as well, 91% chance. These are the types of numbers that you want to launch off for if you're going to run for president.
In Wisconsin, it's more about winning, period. In Pennsylvania, for Josh Shapiro, he very much wants to run up the score.
You got it exactly right.
Arian, thank you
so,
very much.
Yeah. Showing there, even in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, from early predictions and polls that are going on, that Democrats are seeing an uptick. They're seeing the ability to, their approval of Donald Trump is low. These are key swing states. His approval is low, where at this point or before he was 50-50. People are upset about the economy and the raising inflation, and that is indicative of the economy, the real economy, not Wall Street, which Trump always tries to attach the economy to, as well as any other president, really, half the time. I mean, Washington, that's a lot of times where they take the economy is, well, is Wall Street doing good? Wall Street's doing good, so the economy is doing good. No, it's not. That's not real people economy. It is not. So, yeah, people are upset about the economy, not approving of his policies and what's happening, and that's being reflected. The margins here in Pennsylvania, the polling is showing it's more positive right now for Democrats, and this is going to be, I feel like, a continued thing that we will see over and over again as we continue through this year. Democrats are going to overwhelmingly have the lead across the country, because people, again, are pissed off. They're pissed off. You'll see states that typically are strong Republican might not be quite as strong this to go around. Not saying that they're going to flip or something, but they're not going to be quite as strong. You're going to see states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin that are usually 50-50 battleground states are going to flip blue, probably really hard. And then potential states like Texas is also kind of a battleground state. A state that is, if the right people come out, it could be blue or it could be red. I mean, it's kind of one of those softer battleground states. It either goes extremely blue or it goes extremely red, where oftentimes in these, what they consider full on like regular battlegrounds like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, stuff like that, they're usually more 50-50. There's a strong determination a lot of times on both sides. It just depends upon whether one side is a little bit stronger than the other at some point. But you're going to see there's going to be an overwhelming flood of Democratic wins across the country, because Democrats and even left-leaning independents, even some right-leaning independents very well, are going to shift just to make sure that they're in some way Democrats can take advantage and take hold of the House, of the Senate, to try to in some way slow down this administration and what they're doing. Now, to what degree that's going to slow them down, I mean, you even had the House Speaker the other day say that if they lose either the House or the Senate, that Trump's presidency is pretty much over. That was from Mike Johnson himself. And when he shouldn't even, I don't even know why he said that, because that's pretty much given a signal to, hey, everybody in the country that does not agree with our agenda and does not agree with what we are doing, you have a fucking chance now. You have a chance, and we have recognized that. Which we already know they've recognized it because of how hard they are trying to rig the elections. How hard they are trying to change and do everything they can to take control. Reason why Trump has, made his statements that he has about, Republicans should just take over elections. The federal government should just take over the elections. I don't even know why we have elections. I'm doing so good. And they are determined. They are determined to do everything they can to manipulate and control the elections to the degree that they can possibly control them, legally or illegally. Because they know they are fucking cooked. They know they're cooked. They know that the actions and stuff that they are doing, people despise. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And while I am weary and concerned about what attempts this administration will actually make, like to the extreme that they will make attempts to maintain power, and what that will mean for our democracy or our elections or credibility at all, or in control. But I feel more and more positive about the movement within this country against this administration, regardless of whether you're Democrat, Republican, whatever. The movement in its entirety against this administration. And people understanding that Trump is going to Trump. He is going to throw you under the bus regardless. So if you don't like what he's doing, okay. Fucking stand up for it. Who cares if he throws you under the bus? Who cares if he calls you rhino or despicable or whatever the other kind of words he keeps throwing out on everybody that doesn't approve of him and opposes him in the slightest fucking way? Fuck that. Who cares? If you're Democrat or left-leaning in any kind of way, you probably have already on this and you don't care. But if you're a Republican, if you're, be a Marjorie Taylor Greene. Buck the party. Buck the administration. That's okay. And there are plenty of others that are doing it. Because this administration needs to be shut down. It needs to become a lame duck. So that nothing else that they attempt actually gets through. And then hopefully there will, it'll be clear to the administration that they have no legitimacy and no momentum or strength going into 2028, and they will not win. That's what needs to happen. So, this is good to see, and I hope to continue to see it. I'm pretty positive we will continue to see it. So, thank you very much for joining me here. Let me know what you think. Does this excite you or make you think that yes, there is a movement that is going to be overwhelmingly to the left, overwhelmingly against this administration, to try to flip the House, flip the Senate, so that we can shut this administration down the best we can? That will show the will of the people. And that's what we need to happen. Thank you very much for joining me in peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.